teal bodo susra ibdul mar klay rubugul belaw pilung ebir klay mar masil belaw President ra Senate Locons Paules marugul senators Speaker Anastasio marugul delegates Governors Speakers Leitors togubet sel susri mar arbek other belaw ngara blur ayal mar hot charigi mangara iktra blur bela al sils mal suad mutial teal mal mrenga suli other media no sé lo mangiat Mr. Gasolei Miss Leilani Claim diregal ngwakla tisodal waisera blue lo sea no mangiat al sils sin artiang Minister of Finance Minister Udoy Minister Obiang Minister Education Jenkins Minister State Aitaro Minister Matul Madiregal Acting Director Tamadik Hinablugo Magada Manmering Asul Ngartiang I'm sure Mtoa Germ Haladik briefly go the update Rigida the Bora Germangir Ma Kotrule Kidam de Asing Manania Klol Goriol Namra Ablura Taiwan. So we want to wish of course send our prayers and sympathies especially to the people and the President of Taiwan during this difficult time of the latest earthquake. We know as of today there's 13 that lives were taken and of course 6 still unaccounted for. But our prayers are with those families and the people of Taiwan during this very difficult time. Two Taiwanese in Palau this past week that lost their lives. One at a hotel and the other one diving. And we also want to extend our condolences and sympathies to their families during this time. We diregal mal السؤال المغطي أقلول السنية الرين ما نيا راملا مودي بوس رادرولث اللي أبغيو وان fantastic Anastasio غروبا أسد واسنجان جل تقوبت treasure he's a national treasure أبلور بلام سل ده سوان تستيج بانه سل فرصة التوضع رجع كتير لوست كياسه سمايل I think he made us all laugh and made us happy. Ding ganga garubaga donangalil of course en rubaga rablur esar ganga milela right after Mamad 1945. Kadang naseng remembering el time. Tilobra skura esar elementary school 1959. Malmol Mulmera Mizenti elementary school, intermediate school at 1964. We were saying no sé el mora Kwame no attended el trade school and Milsuba omlas architecture. Diurura alungsel degree in 1969 and Garubaga alilut el merbelau emlomura orel mashor gidar other belau. Selgotem leurela dodolim le sensei. The sensei school in the MOC. So from 1970 to 1973 le sensei vocational instructor era MOC at the time. We were saying no instructional media specialist. Sila nga saying yeah by milali cellular printing ra MOC milali cell dasing printing department se dimna kaldil stober saying dire ko wala aurora uktora video ma audio amal ko ra media ra blur beral direct engila training engila blur Hawaii ma later Fiji in those fields. Emlarsel Molmutra closure sel media center PCC 2004. You know, with technology things change. Word processing and printing upna change look model dos peringira school. But selo cloud ngir garuba gara igel klibela ma tretela da tinga da other bela ulo asing national treasure to igel shorngil ra radio kadamal samra orang sini igel sode la togor bela kadamra asulera igel radio station no se record ringi ma igel dimro model el history rigide yadola bol wilo sisakal morara arangaliged ingaruba adiregal noni atelu serve as a member of board of social security for over 11 years 1995 and more 2006 adiregal me adala Palau language commission adala board a museum adiregal adal sel Palau historical and cultural advisory board ga sel uktungura tetla klibela ma klibela argiden ya taram le cloud hotel igel uk تعالى ما cloud ngeni lo se argidel من wall vertial klibela argidel ya goto cloud hotel diregal el malmle cloa angar alel ersel الأمل أسل and publication ersel كرسل بلاو سواسل سل first البلاوان dictionary رجيد جيد أسبرين رجال سكول رجيد مقدر مرال المرينا سوليل جيرل سي دي جيد أمبينا سنجار روبا سل أغوت المرأة دي سرير تقول بلا السل بلا إنجا سل روليد مقدر دي مو سنجار خلال دي مو أور مدو المغدو منيات لغل لو بنجل المرايل كوك مرينا سولير سل يقلاو مرارين مرجيد ما 2016 الكامبين غمبس ليلاني جيمرا رجال البيك البلول يا ما مغدو مدة سنة باي سولير سيدا سولير سنة ديك مرال ميسر سجيد بتوقع يجل ستوري رادي روئي ما بتوقع لونيل الذو المغلي كريجيد ندينغول جيسا كريجيدا أتلا لكلانgar من سرا 2007 تجد لا تتلل ناريس اللي تقل من ذيب الفانتاستيك تيامال دي مرال يسل لتقل مريلا ديرغل قال روباغا من اضرب لي لا سنه 2011 اني التين مو ابغيو من اولا مال دي بلون مصادر وادي دو اي ما ابو غور ابغيو او اي دي كذا مرال المؤتني الراسل نيا اوتيس الكليب الى ارجيد مليونيل ادام اونيل مليونيل ادام ويل هاسباند غرا نويل بيل هاي ويل بو عمره لو اسن ترى ويل دول تيراقني ويل بوزيتيف رول موديل را وكيرا دا اذر بيلام ويغرل اذر بلو بيلام nganga mlodi busra dronle dersera March 17 2024 nor ogodon digeda malngal tangatara atirial botogol الميدانيين dirgo banged gada marenga sulela موتنيا بير ناتالي أرباي أناستاسيو مارغاليل تيرادو دريغو بنجدرا رماري كولبي أناستاسيو جوزيف أناستاسيو ما أرغاليل سأل ما أرغاليل ديرا أماو أبول ماو باميلا أناستاسيو ألفونسو ما تيتي باو لافلين أناستاسيو بينا Marbebi ringira Romana Anastasio, Ignacio Rasengal Anastasio, Speaker Anastasio, Miriam Anastasio, Anastasio, Linda Anastasio, Anne-Marie Otong, Loretta Anastasio, Materul Ngalgel, Ngariam Alfonso, and Ramlig Alfonso. Mar batogol loolel, mar arudal mar arangalgir. Mangugiw seguida mo yimasaingra proclamation, algira nga ruba mo odangsi. Tial niya gumrala sing kedrotingil tugubetsel adra boy mal mrenga sulel la contribution niya dimrogolo bangeda kada mrenga sula YouTube ma aigal bekel tretela medial niya amla sel recorda aigal la luz ma habla el contributor mora au ka klibela orgib ma tretela dar adra bela. He's truly a treasure. Diregal Sodel dirigan mo kaisini lang kada madangil wasing andera kan pakter yidem ngari ganges and more veterans mo sil malal sil ngara blur belo ma tara blada bagat pi luro lo material veterans association of blur belo amalasam lol dage mo madangil wase tarwata tiger rogul other belo ngara al sel belo mai krel belo te kergere emlesur bro ingarang nat tale soldar blur amrigel cloud to teller bodo de yele urlen en cloud to teller te ayer uknesol el dollar no ser al veterans era blur vela maybe gangar vela edrigam be triga tal joiner tal veterans association bgadogora se moral officer president el bo como kida mo collect information man officer gid open الملاقي information a number the contact 767-2403 of course email ergida of course president at palaupresident.info ma agigu at palaupresident.info ergida asil send again information al me so we can reach out to start to compile informational help our veterans ergid ete de al announcement el mora atirgel ngar al sel belaw matirgel ngar ekrel belaw ele tara amle onte de mablur amlegela ase ay gasel bonil service mo beot tertigal veterans ngar ekrel ablur belal mutil merme mutlo to la bodo de ngeido il dois mal waset ngargere agare possibility choril me mo bolonga ase magra bolongat mokro bis magra bol service tigalat sel bera ablur belaw Cautu trel el merguida direga la adar bela bodo ese tigal veteran seguit mal wangara idisir en arger bolse del mal recognizer tira de direga de helper tir direga el tem nombre el sande PPUC wal ultibdis el announcement rase tamo raiser sel rate rafforzens real almel longim el buil mlonia teledr ten nombre gal sandel mitra ar staff ra PUC maradra bor de sera gotrurior en el return a CEO ma a chairman of board ma minister of finance maradra piwa mnosel del mut el mitro ventrir of course minister artiam sel mo help priden di kada mloni tertilo ase gamlut el mo mesertial kami amla terklile adra ablu arara ndilo ase tel tora solar gora agire longak tarala adengin de galonga seri e kami agora dimno mel elertia gamlut el mongil mga taklil mergida adra ablu mang neutir seguid el meeting gora mlo meseri PUC na tabdinga tingel lo mngela regulator lo ase Waisen de gadoruta egal rates mo July 1st. Legida ordi dam na trok la egal rate ra April 1st mo June dori lol tirak rafpak. Yamrania kida gira de nomes sertial sel son nomes ra di el asils. Ya di el asils ay moralu. Ma adeiser muy moralu. Mungira del nomes se al sumo malara alu rasils. Nga girel minus arura deisel ora godagal teblong muska imol right ndegal girel ngare ala lur tenga plus ran mutli mura artia ay girel motma geruli sel arung ala dengim قمنا له part requirement الأجيال المساسة regulation تقريبا مغتقلي مثل سل الجاي سانغ تيال كير لا دنجين مو بلغتق واسين سل الجاي سانغ نين تكيد على سيلز تكيد على دايسير أيام مطمع تكيد على دنجير saya kira lagum da suara rabla spesies itu sing magramo belak takal mortir mata meran mesar sing grador top der selo lastly كده sesel sander amla memo adam no sedro tebdi sel supplemental mora olbira galulaw mlamu la regular session kada manero sing aregel mal togol kloto trel ngar alsel o musindri ang yeson mora adrablu ngesura child raising subsidy lo bara dar taklug mo dar taklug emruri ilmo o rarogul ngal garbelaw trigel rolin mobeot dirigel ngesun mor trigel التيرا املا غلقر اوغل مراقرير ديملا اس اس مالو بنشون مالو دغ اوريري سيسل اوغام اي ال دارت تكلو المرار بكلاد كدريغ نغاريس التريجل ملسوغرا تري ميم التلا المرغدل تلا ام ملارسل التاكس ريفاندرز الفيرست 8000 in taxes that they paid إذا رجال بتوغل جيد أسبيل ورثرا إيجال كاغروس المينستري جيد الكلوتو تريلا على for example hospital جيد غير نورسل بلاد هاير تير غير additional جيد المو هاير تير أبليلا بوليس is the same education is the same so قدمال دي ماليرا هذا رول بيرا غلولا لو سه تيكلوتو تريل supplemental جيراد المريض الأورتير سلغت المريض السبائلين دريان غاريا نرياد المير مرافع فيستيفال أوف باسيفيك آرتس مايكرو جيمز الأورتير تيال اليوسان أن so we're hoping or saying موسيل مريض المغتموق لا ما أدرى أبلوها دقل سالمو أسوي بقارن دير قد دريال عمره لو saying سيل ديلا باستورا ولا say there's a time for everything ما يقادين غاريا تيمل كده عم بنيرو سيا أولى كده partly كده منيرة supplemental المورتاجد التايم there was two things من هذا المساس full year operation or tax reform and compact ريد that came into place ما يقدر تبلغ عملا مبرق ما قلت يا الsupplemental عملوا دارس ده كده من هذا يقام كلوتو تريد مغتمقنا دين جيران غريا أو دول دولاب المغتمقنا مغدا سيدو سيدو الناس ميجا ودول بدقت مكلي أدريغل تراكم راسين نامو تايم مال مقتتالو يني أدر بلا كده عملوا رئيس أو دودير أدر government ما national government ما state government دي دريغل رئيس أو دودير أدر private sector مقدر مال لوني ترى أدر البيرا قالوا له راسين نامو قلدل بلا مساعدة تيال تورا minimum wage نريا بيلا house نريا senate نريا بيلا senate en our house edrigal el democracy al supplemental do the only thing ni di morur tel meme the signing doesn't no more time of course is the proposing as at least more valor tel ordem na mora government de gatsi il di onga sarabitang e obes rabitang ndi asal dik muna sa egal rogol gidam gatmokla أيجا قويس مثل دلهم مسألة ما بقردئل يسيا تسبعتين لا ماكس مورس ما سمغرا مينستر جينكينز كقرا روبا قرا لهم سيل دونا سا دلهم لقد موياسا أريسيل ما يجيل دولا اسم المرور روغوي أدي من عياس التيار ريسيل وما بقردئل anyway دي كده دي بقويس وسه of course April 25 مورين سيل سوراريد كده مودي بسرة إلى الميلويك كده مرة قوامرة كلوغو المهم كده دور سيل conference وتقول sustainability conference رقوام ولي رسيك كده مرة غريس الموت المرة following week so with that بايك open أولا لغير لاغير مانير سولا
Ali Two time Mr. President, ministers, beklado ng artya rokoy. President, I'll start with the solar because you just so say que el papel ng la a chairman of PPUC el tinig na post ng la Facebook page of Office of the President. Ikam na mention nila siya July, and then the new IPP rates will come online. Akor omisingil in a akor visually omisingil siyang, so there will be a third column, basic rate, fuel rate, and then IPP rate. And then which tells me say kita amo wasing telal sen sa mo IPP rate. So you add those three, and then you come up with monthly billings for electricity. Or maybe hindi ka understand the economics of it, so maybe you can provide that.
So, that will be even more confusing. Sel important, the calculator tial AFPAC.
I see.
AFPAC sel adjusted fuel adjustment rate. Hala dito mo sel AFPAC lo, wasi magkala calculator. AFPAC sel total expense. Rala de sel mo si se beringir. Kung sel total de sel. Emro kung sel amount tra dengil ben producerin mul dividing mas kau sel cost per kilowatt. I see. I think beotel lom sodela atiagit. Mlania legostra de isel meso ise bertel arala atel dengil mururi. Edri ngania costra IPP meso is baral tel dengi. Bung tel total malsum le 400,000 for example arala IPP e 5 million arala de iser. Godo aigal tablol mo let's say 5.4 million e un tel 17 million kilowatts el ben producing and we'll divide it as scout price per kilowatt. That should be the how you calculate over what it costs for a quarter or some. So depend on tell how much solar was charged. Tell diesel was charged. I am what mark and you have 12 rate. Sige alagang mal mo confusing. Sige sell bila nga ako na sell fuel rate. Sell fuel rate. Sell AFPAC. That's the way it should be calculated. Ma partra giren mo mrunia mo adjust sa regulation and mo tauteri mo dekal confusing. Dekal giren nga separate charge ng artel bitang. Nang gira dro mesin se ngari adura sel se ngari adura adai ay gamot mage mas kausel ala dengir ko.
I guess sel ko ramle confusion ra was it 12% ng largel may arala di ala sales ng arala nga sige dal dumang abalu ako ra miligi sel mo mga
I see. Gira dal mom ngelo ase sige dal hindi ko babil. What is it called? The energy rate? Or
basic tariff.
Hindi kaya tu ngari sel el wal say I want to get a cover about distribution cost ma say wal fixed cost. Why say sel imo wal cover ay gagi dele arala alu fuel mang tial producer tial dengi angara sales angara diesel me ngira ngar segid o ka hindi a problem regulation gida singira mo tabdil mo separate hindi kasi hindi tiya beisra a uspelangal kilowatt malsum kamlat tabdil lo arsay la artel imura charge imuro kasi ngira reduce ngal arala alu imlam mo gigarel alu almost peri I see. So I think the transparent process say amrura dengi angara sales angara diesel me ay gamot mage otop diesel arala afpa and so sige the energy I guess the energy cost
President naka-mention na say kung lao meeting member of PUC and I'm assuming la sit kasi I'll calculate that del PSL energy rate del PSL el proposed rate del kuklal kuran all da itamle take into account del issue lang andi how it's reflected on the bill al ubeng ngaring they need to recalculate dimla kalkurak wise kala sit tamla ta calculated yan
okay so first explanation marang ang uldur staff ta sa tiya lagi implementing last year June makasi or November there the tigam sa kami sa tia already tariff ng gimlem establishing ng giram lotungi hindi ako kasi hindi kami you fail to otin mara adra blulu kasi ngrased reduction or tial alala alu based tial el dengil molari nasils. Well, one of the problems la calculation or tir el blood of tigering ato triga amlangu tial total alu e divide ni ra adengil producer ni the producer ni el dortrani emlabes lo hace ta nari solar amne provider tial el dengi. Actually, it's a mistake number. Let's they're coming back later or sisibringil makasi tia mistake. You've obviously made a mistake. Go back, correct it. I got every quarter of the so July, most of these will correct the MOS or other blue. You made a mistake. Admit you made a mistake, and let's correct it.
Understand lo ase tel power tel cellular tel IPP selungi layang at malungi layang at malola ra cloud energy ra solar. At the turn off ay maybe the generators. I gave the tal mention ni chairman ra PPUC ra presiding lo ase. I gave the mo cost savings. Melang I can every quarter calculate the segid or turingil divide lalo.
Say that's the suggestion we've made to them. Say change our regulation on mawai segid. Bora actual cost ra solar ma they say motmak e segida otabdi sel ara la dengi in sel afpak. Segida suggestion. So they're hopefully by July them adjust our regulation more reflect their cell المرال cost. The other things we have a system that calculate based on 6 months ago. Aligida amrula rate lang based rala alura 6 months ago. Tial alua maybe atibule giyad sell time. That's one of the suggestions. I say go back and look at it. I said just 1 month behind the minister. Right? That's one of the things that they're going to look at in adjusting the regulation. Like, sige darulim marat rablo moran nilo sing. Ngara malu ok nam tengale alala dengi diri ngarba. Elang ok nama sara lu dengi diri kamran morio. Ungira la tibulo gedi segi dem arada mo understand. I said it's related. I think cell gas station understand se ara lalu rela okirel ara dengi girel marwa lamba ara la alu diselable awana en momringirtira understand.
The last clarification ela kamel kasing kinil change regulation ngaral PUC at change regulation alu ngari angot alala niya ngaral change regulation
Na piwa. Oh.
So, the President,
So and that takes time. That's why I say hold the ilan rogun morul mungil majula implement.
so the Presidente, gusto nga kamo na Minister Finance, Minister man lang isel clone disruption ng mga government, temlo print type checks, and that was because of cyber ransomware. Is update while was a where are we from that issue? Kadamla back in full operation, and did we ever catch anybody who did that or sulang?
Thank you for the question. Yes, we did have a system interruption. We were able to recover within a week, and we were able within that week to issue payroll using the system. Since then, we have continued to improve security in our system and continue to operate at full capacity for our system. So it was a good test for us, and our procedures, our backups, our security protocols were all very effective, and we're very happy to report that. This type of disruption can happen for any reason. Could be a hardware failure, it could be a communication failure, such as fiber optic line gets cut, or it could be any type of disruption. But we feel comfortable in the way we've set up the finance system, that our backups, our disaster recovery, our business resumption plans are adequate for our needs in case these challenges do present themselves in the future.
So there was a very detailed article online yang mention raw sa itial sistema alam niya employee alam niya open ra malware, and then that's how it's infected. Siyang way siya give.
It's quite common, and I'm sure almost everybody who uses email frequently and goes online to any website will often experience a strange email that comes in that you don't recognize who is sending, or sometimes it looks like somebody who you know that is sending you an attachment, and then you click on it, and what happens is there is some program that gets installed on your computer. It may not be immediately obvious, but sometimes these programs are disruptive, and they can shut down your computer, so where it's unusable, you have to replace it, or they attack specific data, or they can take that data and share it publicly, or they kind of can take over your identity. And I personally have that problem right now with Facebook. There is another account for myself, and I don't have a government account for Facebook, and they are out there, pretending they are me, and they actually have more followers than my Facebook page. So go figure. But it can happen, and happens a lot. Not everybody reports it. When it happens to the government, we need to find out why it happened and what they were after.
The cultural education about this, I mean, these things happen. Cultural, give them a set tiamral mumugudum. Tiok taram kamadal na morira bulad maulang kadim sa cyber security. Cultural, kidra atid malswadan kidra diospa egal masin. Especially other order government, order PPC, order egal agencies. Agirin mal mo korigi klase email mo open ang largel me flash drive mo sis bring largel me aga mal logad dal tokoling mal beot al system aga gid el program el disruptor system rigid mo cloud to trela tia ngil lo sisak al mergid giradal mo korigi krinit tokoy.
So cell disruption, was it related then akmadul at siya answer ng wasi? Tiya ko alam ni happen cell time blue bela mamriga alam ni sign ra exchange of notes ra kampak tiya kalil ko ra outside element ko ra sorry el mga ra rebela ul girel siya. Is that any reaction to that?
Stila amlaas nga radra media bebera blue makasing siya dak mulway siya. Eleng ngora coincidental. Hindi kita igel blabo dongel tial ransomware kada ko mesera sa kada tracing il el mura Malaysia la ngari root singil mura asina ma Russia sera da last the visitor Taiwan at twice I say there are 100,000 attacks they have every day mura government from China tia it's just their way of doing another type of harassment balu tara mga madaluk ngari lang tanaw mo nga sing sil choice mungira de mo korgek hindi wa the secure border again same situation again.
The last follow up for that every time President namin of the press conferencing customs ang have a system ring education is getting to computers finance we and being in the security field myself I know the dangers. Is there some plans na government to give to start ramping up our backups? Because all our systems backup is the customs system backup by the schools, hospital. A lot of ransomware happens to hospitals around the world. So, are we doing anything to further protect the systems and our stuff?
Thank you for the question, Wak. This is a space that once you enter into automation and digital space, you will always have to continue to work on improving your security, improving your systems. So yes, we are not just looking at the systems that finance administers, which include the tax office, the customs, and we support many other systems like labor and even the hospital and the court. So we do take a global view on the overall security, and we have several initiatives that we're putting out to address some of the more current modern type of challenges that we will face. Cyberbullying, for instance, is not necessarily cybersecurity, but it is needs to be legally declared as a crime. Other administrative systems need to be developed to provide more cybersecurity coordination amongst us and our partners, because we are connected to the world. So yes, we are working on these as a matter of daily operations for not just Ministry of Finance but the Republic.
This was sero dangara JCM one project del rolo mangela Miguel Girela really an assessment cyber security ra balwad and identify the weak points malasam al address and coming up with an overall plan. So ngari consultants that they will send us al marur say already ngari am lartialo kom la PNCC in marur aurora a PNCC and they found us a PNCC is actually in relatively good shape. By the way, national government needs a lot of help. Eleng waigel mologo ngwak la kadong ngelo say oy adama system ni ma iga we have to look at it holistically and we have to have systems for backup. We got to store stuff on the cloud, remote locations, all of those things are set up by protocols. So long and we need, I think for all these years, we kind of look at the IT department, it's kind of a minor support. Unfortunately, we didn't add more budget in the supplemental, but I think it's an area that we need to expand our resources. We need to give them more resources. It has to be the whole of government. In one area.
And we need to also help the private sector and the general public from these risks.
Yeah.
Education.
So, Morales. Okay. Sulang lay. Question lang kamo acting director Ngira Blago. Ngarang president tamle mention ngel Taiwan diver. Saya mo kwadi update kita waseng ngara amle ulam magtamal. Ang erun direk ngarang sel ngel dalal ngel buy gel sel kariom naring angat pang. Dalal ngel buy gel milkaps. Ako ramla express ra ako ang tilwa silver niya autopsy mang sebelang sa emel ko di away sirgit raktet talaga dito blog sa igeluk sa emel sin mergit umsul
sulay kambise ngel el diver el dirida atmal dimle tutat mamal el baql temle surface el rogui lo masra erten rumida ang dua tak kamera ni mengima kai dalilu telmo melara kamera yang dimlo digal lo dongali un tene reporter como digal betikring ida abartak awul matamle report magmamtiar gi musik ndire dira sko gima ert marada osi
angkang
ngredil 46 argil
the hotel tell mal dora asuler trigger rogul volunteer ma of course other marine law ngara si una sola PMA ma of course gal type sha mangaran
Asmail Air dire
Asmail Air ara gel musutrir
onginyang
Nandiyan din ang mas kita ko update information ng sa mga hotel.
O inge virka mara lauriol gidel mo ingel mladra hote. Hindi dira Taiwan.
Mr. President, para related al mora, tagi del tora bla bulis saya ang kay del chief at kam appointed mo active. First of all, how long is your appointment? Nani ako ra timeline kasi para appoint kailangan mo yun
Hindi open.
So, Mr. President, ati kirawa say with Levit nga rekil bela we maygal temporary appointments ra chiefs. Tergat ang kuati tangara di maintenance process alu nga niya ako ra proactive plan ra Bureau of Public Safety ginala Aurior ngurati change every week, so I'm assuming la si tigal adi kuktimol murulay kel kuk day-to-day matters and then ngaray ngara nganya ko ra like a 6 month a year plan ra bla pulis ra ko ra ngara management level with him not an island then ngurati akata para sil domestic to ngari mol 15-20 days based on the memorandum was manage day-to-day affairs. Perhati kira sa nga niya ako plan, lalo nga niya, this is going to be the way it's going to be more rest of this year.
Controlling, there's still a director. Tira ka bala ka director. Acting director at implementer a plan that exists. Michael reforms al doru, Michael al Ukurar operations, and the trial improve. Ay malmol man al ngari. Now tokol do sa atin kasi advantage ra sel opportunity trial chiefs mar ok trial lieutenants and los il mo director amstrete alam at mesa tiala rang la aurora bla police. Even though they don't have the full responsibility, klorang aral day-to-day operation angani. Maybe seluk long-term planning tirma direktora at mga loro ring detail operations rapid sales triga ang artel order operations rapid sales. And that's the experience that we're building. Eventually, wayek tilong ako lang kalde al director sral mea dekal artel permanently. Kung sigira adal mo fulfill artel responsibility mong tiang ukti tetela ureret lo que diga aswadro sigra best el adal morio and build capacity from within mang model style bebera style and ding gumra sing it's effective akmara sulela achieve lo ka mlang utian ngaral sura
question na kamora Minister Mutul. Minister ang mahal ko ram netlo news ulwase how ma ara historical amdora dois el ngarnya iwusira other bela ul blarse kom la saying ara agreement la palme se almost mo dia tretel say aigang mlamel iuy sang ngara tretel say
man sulang yang malungi total mar adrogui wai se stia lumo lorior alak alwedem le 2022 darnya pabiel derngak el mlara institution radois el Göttingen University lo aisel wase temlo o mesagel archiver tirem lo matigot mungania human remains en ngaragel gukora abebira artifacts el ngara sila gali museum bertir mongul la aldadur segidi tulungit wasendia kami moduru klatara adal memel bol gora fellow elosu para tetrela gagi del ius Mongloria aldadur al sela ministry aging ilti Mr. Michael Mudok ngagil oklurlek. Munso ka Bible tribals modi sel tretele laurio sela lomu ulmedelang raw erak porsigil ko kumakalom so de la agreement. Kami Mr. Mudok mura. As modi sel failure ka Michael omsubul blongi.
Ani malngituta Mr. President, malngituta marugulada. Akkuradi mo musada segidale tel project tra fellowship. Segidra me mentioning minister tamle reach out tel mera velaw sa 2022 lo sigar trigel adal sorin murula research sa tel bulura katingen. Segidra tamlo sigar 6 fellows. Makno apply sa ikit fellowship matingil tira di teterul adra Tanzania ma imol adra Cameroon ma imol adra New Zealand ma diakal nga kom terabelaw. So akno la balurado is 2 months el mo murula research el gerel find out sing agel using tamaral other belaw o nga tumle collector ngi ngam mlang purpose. So sige del 2 months aktir kalmlo may sara balura Michael Bebra Museum Michael mara Hamburg Archive SL Hamburg Archive tola Michael journal sara Augustin Kramer sel journal sara ngi ako knemetso sang oingeral tumle visit travel law emlang alektegil EU isa magi dire kalmlong mesagel malingel adal de kalobengge kaleng of course ay kay tokorado isengel ada ko dire kal translator ngi magi dire kal follow base ay say del published del 7 volumes of Kramer. So agi mo sab edel mitiges emlanya 7 el use el nga say del bulura katingen ngi sel imol el mutalwan el nga address 10 mo part of repatriation masele plaster mask imol mask ta museng laning sege del description se ko koramada adrang ara sege del wan mask magigida ukmal sege dem let 2 months ra research ra so I game le der kam laning sege the planning for 2 years ma el 2024 maki directly create delegations and mo visitadois directly sana sa del cooperative agreement del return agel so
para di intestedra tel researcher kau ndo sabe mo amo medengel wasay tirkat tewi den telar di telar sal tam cloud tam great sige del wala detail alo bangari ang clear tirkan
I get information adim lang ang clear hindi tamla identify ngaringel imol adra ngar along tamlingi sire ngar along ya imol ko adra ngar sele imol use narabulura understand tamla identify sindira kamera adra ngar base ra Miguel 4 dire kamera puluana Miguel 4 use ra southwest base ra 8 sa ngel got tagyakare between 6 to 9 years old ngel got class 60 years old
igang full skeletal system
di skull mo ko ngani sel imol individual full skeleton ngel baby la di skull
Nanya ngodol gidi.
Ngaram le reason it pakalekta bon sara arabelo.
Halak koramos po disay. During the ceremony, Ablu Rado isamle admit at mutamle maghit. Emlaringi ay kal lulal iyu sa dimla kal ngaramaral teletele lo omong yu laklalo. Tadire kal mlo masaw talwasing kada kung magiging more context sa time. Sel time ang goram dani aklol competition na Ablura Europe at mutrata ako tamo ang irong mumleklo agora movement tertil mom subra blulat. Maigal iyu silang ila da kadil iyu serbelaw. Dire kan ngani iyu sa Micronesia mablul adrogir ma Africa. Klor niya ngara Africa. Ma do Israel al time ako kurang ngara revolution matokora malasam engage lo bangela blulat. el tral face up el mortegi del kukoram le pastor tir emalas el lomok klamal terngi betem ngoda du arogul bulul wasi kami made engage the boda kaw danget pum langra dilu edo mesak mo kadam garang e kay ngaseu lolu tegal human remains el morabulumiu mang se ongoing project radois Aku tara amnabo ko simul mergida abatek padangela way kay gidal fellow ma scholarships el dakadi bolo suba use ndiri kal mamsuba kel kuk treasures tiram le collectors el time ra between 1900 el mo 1910.
I-follow up with two questions. Ako kaktikan formula say German government tamle admit.
Yeah. Men ngada do amte university. Again, kada mura context there's a time say aigal EU sa milngay during expeditions funded by individuals malubong gora entities. Hindi akal sal mal sa the link kanyin mura government tertir. Hindi of course a government tertir all nga seul masawdor sa gidra ta adrira mi rule kal to ko.
Kada expect tegal remains in meron nga.
Sige, ako ramle biyot luldo somak mo tatabong ang sa edal dio tura bak se check in. Hindi gim lo matigin waseng nga niya patokol tilang tingil tial lurior. Mang hindi ka dil biyot adol to bata. Mga sige dal university or lo bangela airlines ma transport companies nga niya pek patingala paperwork maral. Hindi tirikal di OI sel waseng niya tara le request tratar tergagi del adra polwanat pun se edal gora DNA tirkala ma babilnya kam lor sera mande lol ngi tertil mo se kam momes at mga tlel se gid lorior yal sabe elem extracta DNA raw era al merbelaw e kasingile lore gadam matarata me ukte DNA ra adra bela se edal omes ak mutergat lam le adra gel ma se lorior amra elam sel bomrak se gid e totura crate e subodoma me kada expect ra ngara late May mo later on sula
hal qora milsada qora egal yuis nding qora minister of tourism di sogal mo musesel el girel tial si el mlangari el girel tial adram al bak gidam denga segal qora amr al bakla degal they're risky sel bay qora sadal diregal di highlight ni ase sel do bay idel gorior Kita ada bela mal mot makarrogo e kaya sura kaya kita si magdamal ya one entity all of us el acknowledge ni so acknowledge ni our rangers are our state tiyamal all first on the sea the chief I say director acting director magdamal mrenga sula rangers are our state el agarrogul sigil ngani tira all ngarse all ngase orgida mong just shows ra uklisi el aurora our state ma partnership lom gela state ra gidel mal maklol gida ukmo albangan sulang nga sula gobernador ma director rangers ma tirogul staff tirogul rangers tira dirigan man na moy taklol tam nga sa tira adra marin dol nga siga sula
Mun dilas til follow up sa liya. Ngirogul yu same to kadal di gila pula na.
Kaya gidrogul bilas ami. Hindi sedekal bol ender telurior. Ngladir ka patok le sera kukim molding la bebera museum sa tukuk no mention of mga possibility. Ay ka patokol ay ka maklon museum e ngawak la. Mong patok ay nga archive till even they don't know. Maulang direkal tabayol ngitri gidak mo bol patok ara adal gora ngartay gidal field del research. Ito open na asim gidal lol haraw gidal mong yamsube o mesep mong Ngwang tele lagi kita klalo. E mal to ka klokle dal dire kal store dal se lagi kita museum.
Ada couple questions sila ko raw Minister Utoy. Pablo mention na President na ang swila for state rangers especially get to rasi understand nga rin selul may request na for state malala loan and mo nga sortir understand todo lo bang kemel kaya sale kaya la loan through the national government ADB sa nga status sa ngayon if it's going to
Thank you, Lei, and I'm very happy to report an update. Thank you for reminding me. I have met previously with the governor and updated him separately. On my last trip, I was able to schedule a call with the Asian Development Bank and was able to negotiate the loan that we have been planning on receiving. It required actions on Palau's part, including Koror State's part, so it delayed the process a little bit, but I'm happy to report that I was able to negotiate the loan. The planned signing and disbursement is expected in May, and I will be updating the governor formally that this is the expectation. We cannot confirm any funding and an agreement to them until that loan is signed with the Asian Development Bank. But in the meantime, we can work on the actual document that we will be signing between ourselves once that funding is approved. So that should happen this year, and I understand they will be okay until then. So this is really support for the state for this year, and then next year we do expect to also support them again in this fashion.
Thank you, Minister. The follow-up on a different matter. So kung masayal kung scholarships last year kabelment tamlo kami amle authorized through a supplemental budget mo yan para scholarship percentage short last year like requirement. Kung masayal nga rababer they're looking at about 5 million this year based on the number of approved applicants. Mang kaya ilalbal pa sa compact nga niya ako plan funding pero hindi ka ngat supplemental budget lang di additional funding mo para scholarship para igel tira ko ang dotakan sa LBC balo sa second quarter.
Thank you, Lei, and I'm sure Minister of Education and the President may want to add to this, but we were able to negotiate continued assistance with the Pell Grant. So we are expecting that our people will still be eligible for this source of funds for school. But I think it's more important that we were able to get support from the United States to lower the cost of attendance. And I think that's probably more meaningful in terms of support for our students. We will continue to seek additional opportunities. There are quite a few scholarships that are being offered by institutions directly. While I was in Japan, I heard of at least 2 that are offering scholarships to Palauans to study in Japan. And maybe I can ask Minister Jenkins, because he is involved in some of the scholarship awards, and maybe you can mention the visit by WICHI and the Taiwanese program.
Okay. Sure. Thank you. Well, thanks for that. As you know, the government of Taiwan has been very generous in providing financial assistance to students to attend their colleges and universities, and many of those who have returned to Palau now and are working. This year, we were very fortunate last week to provide interviews for all of the applicants for this year's scholarship. And we had 16 applicants, and so right now, there are 13 of the MOFA, which is the Ministry of Final Affairs, full scholarships for those students. The remaining 3 scholarships, the ambassador has kindly offered to negotiate with their offices and see if they can come up with some additional funding. It's a very rich and welcome opportunity for our kids. I'm very happy to hear that the Pell Grants have been renewed. That's a primary source of funding for our kids. Ultimately, we also have another source, which is very much of a quiet source, and that is through an organization known as the WICHI Group. WICHI stands for Western Interstates Commission on Higher Education. And it's a private organization that has gone to universities and colleges throughout the western United States, as far east as Montana, I think is their last one, and enrolled 170 colleges and universities to provide reduced tuition rates to students coming from WICHI member states, which Palau is a member. We joined membership last year, and thanks to the hard work of Delegate Gibbons and Senator Tabalwal, that's what we needed. They had needed to pass a resolution, and so we are a member state. This past year, we had 9 students receive WICHE assistance for a total of about $125,000 in tuition reduction for them. WICHE basically reduces tuition from international student rates to either resident rates or residence rates plus a small percentage. So it's a huge change, and hopefully it'll make a big difference to as the scholarship board goes through assessing the needs as more and more students become aware of the WICHE schools and apply to those schools. It may be able to, they can then reduce the total amounts from the rather large $40,000 for tuition in many schools to a much lower amount and be able to spread that among more students. So those are real good possibilities which we're hoping for. Thank you.
And just قاعد عليها كذا تل number 5 million تدخل بس النمبر تيا مقطع تلو صادرية scholarship. In fact, سيرادنا راسينت one of the issues يلون ترينا school أبلو لنلاقرا يقال funds الدوسبي. So if you recall, in Malaria time, the Asamede increased our labor fee. The collectory, bolsa the increase our scholarship. In the end, the look at labor fee won mustria another school. So if you look at the amount of the scholarship, it went up this year. Ukla increase our other order. Dick Pai was a Paimatella, say, Gadrial Taras in Murad Alvilo, say. Think about increasing a labor fee, lutri increase our load mora a scholarship link. A moctegarida was a Michael Udo del May by help educator and again in Michael order. So it's there's a direct relationship. You know, you brought it up, Makase. I got a tell and see that other all be missing. Maybe it's time that we review that. Tell is it $125 a year or $250 for 2 years? And that makes sense. I mean, I'm reading 90,000 H2 visa or, you know, Singapore $200 Raman the minister. You get $125 a year. So 150, sorry. 330 years. So anyway,
If I can,
way below what's normal and by opportunity in Merida by improve not only scholarships, but we could use the money to help our CLW IOA program and other programs and close to Tel Sweden.
yeah, if I can add, we in the legislation that approved the compact, they do talk about in-state tuition for FAS citizens, and I thought that was valuable contribution by the United States because we have been asking them for additional support, especially in key positions such as doctors and other specialist professionals. But we were also to bring Palau on the same page with the other FAS to allow our students and people to make it easier for them to get a job, because previously you had to register with Homeland Security. So in addition to the assistance, the lower cost of education, continued assistance to them, they are now able to get a job easier to support their studies while they're in school. So I thought that was a big achievement.
And one of the the congressman, even Secretary of Defense, Interior, State, Cuba, free education. What are you doing for us? Help program Lungil school offer. So two things. One, of course, a Pell Grant, my in-state tuition. Additional cell Tora Hersa. Se allow lo hacer suma underdeveloped area. And they're eligible for scholarships, especially in the medical field. Matsumo to toktang. So ngari abelsin is forgive. Se dirigan mo alara ng liad let's say ngaram brigida soril muten berbelaw. They will have debt forgiveness and other opportunities among siluk tora medical field. It's going to create more opportunities. Hopefully, more school more medical school. I mean, nursing and all those areas. So Yeah, sulang.
Malilas de Presidente, el cuestionario que nachita, kami mention el program, malas mala information at tingin ako veterans, ngar belaw, mga rekel belaw. Nga nga ako ra, although bang kala US military was provide official information. Paano bang depend that other reach out to you?
Nga ng Seattle malara US military, di kita muna sa lista del US citizens. I see, malsum lista del US citizens ang adel, hindi kalsi adel nga amaran number. So, hindi rin kalul tuyo rin get the word out information on me. Kung may amday mostrar nga kita dito libat mo US citizens nga ra sold out mo. They make them sign. So.
I'm sorry. Silver Belaw will recruit most of the other Belaw, so I would assume la singara.
Oh, instead of the original list.
Yeah.
Hindi rin kalpat to karang lagi dal dingara igel bebrablo etmo. And we want to count all of them. Alin di kaldi tigel bel recruiter tigel na rakwame mo material ngari ang lagir. One of the things that I guess we want to share that's coming up in May. Ngari tarang lagel belal he will be the first full bird colonel. He will be Colonel Owens. I give him a detail, but hopefully mo siya attend the ceremony in May sir po sa para Washington. So, yeah, of course, family rebels. Yeah, so, yeah. Narad. You know, and we want to recognize them, and we want everyone. Belal. Lo ay seguido kasi ay solda, and of course al US al Palawan, it doesn't matter. Sel ngaria ansa street tin merbelaw bukas ngaria tay sertit soril muter merbelaw siya sa dala justify mo ram regalo sa tiga mo niya time tel muter may we have to have the services ngara ablur belal helper tir.
Medikas karon question ra director Director, malgora to complaints ra maasram umura sales say claudo na mo itra kamalment kinala ulma seora develop pa igal sales sa mga rakten hindi ko kurang sa tokol adra bluet namusori del namlamo start the detail take law into their own hand to protect them from that so say o unda kalom das pula senda kat sa belay kan hindi ka katalegal case report the warabla police resolve ngara ko ra real kinel say para namin sa isense ngara ko ra plan ngara warabla police no so
yang amal yang plan dengan girel yang tirigal dir kon lora office next press conference or CBL po din yak me OIC.
You're Messiah.
I'm saying the truth. Hindi representa tanga tinakal mal total el concern na maasaling maniar other ready lo trawa Bureau of Agriculture o mara kukaul $2 a pound. Mal excited tinakal maasal tiram la spend 6-7 months and spend out all the marula master city sell the bongra quick before and completely wiped out. Understand ngiwala tira ka managro activity nila last month or mang tatol adam la as tira klase kam chara bla police wa sai gal issues ang kire ka mama man mo sorry start to take the law into their own hands.
Ngari suspect ngari
Everybody has a suspect, but it's hard to say.
yeah, okay.
Ano to
Hindi ako umila.
complaint till filed. Lang bato karma asan dere loop me malor nga kalko tel ko to kara labor.
Yeah.
Maari kak kung le file a complaint. Lang umsin lit dito ko din lakal problem bulus actually file a complaint.
Terigal la mga tutuan nga kasi tamle ko lar pulis. Mga sumto ko lar pulis ang assuming la unless required tiril mabla pulis file a complaint, and that's a different thing. Tira makas na o they can do at call complaint o tira at least 3 cases that I know tamle ko lar pulis tamlo matako ay sertilo sa ngaram happen namang maybe talaman la siya sing ay I hope and sabi nga niya follow up rin malmo upset.
Okay. Yeah, Girel, file a police report.
May halap mo follow up rin.
Sulang. Sige dal, information na dablo may aklaw tutrel. Sulang. Kabang ako. Oh, day job. Otherwise, yung kurang na umrekti press conference rin kita mo talsigang madringel kom sulal tol maklorong mi kada utang al rogoy. Meral silseng April 10. So dal mo recognize tigel October tigel al sils. So happy birthday. And more Listerson John. Kangara airport obiang. Oy. Ngania David Yuri, gadri kangara road and equipment. MPII. Madri kal Proline and Butulda, ngara lenden. Tiako di ngara minister ka obiang. Teme dal ngara. Ngari amra odoryong ngara budget and finance. Edre kal lastly ngari kabang ngirak lang ngara Bureau of Health Services, ancillary services. Happy birthday Mortir, congratulations. Adios salam kal tangat bekla adar belaw, ma belo adar blur belaw. Mauk nexel bodagaswes. That would be on the kita mo sora ma ada kabul do press conference. Sige da schedule kita girel. So kada kaisi wakra sora ko. Sula.